Hey, what's up? I'm back again. Whoever's out there watching, get this out of the way first. If you please could hit the like button for me. This is my third ever video, and I'm obviously trying to, grow this a little bit. I've had a few views. I don't really know how many people are out there watching, but obviously the more more views and the more likes I get, from what I understand, the more people will be drawn to the channel. So I'd like to get some people in, giving their opinions on the different things I'm talking about. I'm Trev. I like to talk about relationship stuff. I am not a professional. I'm not a counselor or anything like that. And just a guy who realizes that we all go through the same crap a lot of times. So figured let's chat about it and put our heads together on some things. So yeah, if you could hit the like button for me, that would be awesome. Subscribe and hit that little notification bell. So when I post videos, and I'm trying to get on a regular schedule of doing this, but obviously it's Christmas time. There's a lot of things going on. So, but hit the notification bell so when I do post something, it goes up. You can get me your opinions on things. The email, I think, is in the description. If you can send me some emails and some different ideas that you might have, that's awesome. I think I'm going to try doing like a live stream. It'd probably be something really short because, at this point, I don't know what my exposure is. I don't know who actually is even seeing any of this. So probably do like maybe a half an hour or something, probably a little later at night, when everybody's got time to maybe tune in. Maybe you're surfing the web looking for something to watch, and here I am, right? So, anyway, yeah, if you could do all that for me, that'd be awesome. So what I want to talk about today, is something that for me comes up, often, in my relationship. It's about compatibility. It's kind of weird after 9 years. It'll be 9 years the day after Christmas, actually. So it's kind of weird after 9 years that we still talk about whether we're compatible with each other or not. But listen, people grow, people change. Sometimes you grow together, sometimes you grow apart. And it's one of those things where it's like, if I'm expressing something that I might have an issue with, the defensive mechanism is, well, maybe I'm just not the one for you. I'm sure you might have heard that once or twice before. After 9 years, if she wasn't the one for me, I'd have been gone a long time ago. But I think it's a normal thing to maybe doubt yourself and, But anyway, yeah, compatibility. The traditional, quote unquote, traditional relationship was, man and woman, right? The old time thing. Man brings home the bacon. He's out working, brings home the money. The woman stays home, takes care of the house, takes care of the kids. I mean, this is leave it to beaver shit, right? It's not like that anymore. We all know that. I mean, it might be in some households. There are still maybe some of the older generation who, listen, that's how they grew up. That's what they know. And maybe even some younger people who, listen, their parents have been together forever and it works. So, let's go with that format. But I mean, not that there never was, but we're just more aware now of all the different configurations, for lack of a better term, in relationships. Man, woman, woman, and everything in between. I'm not really, I can't say that I'm totally up on all the different non-binary this, that, and the other thing. God bless you all. Whatever. Love is love as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, compatibility. Some of you are holding on to relationships that you should have let go of a long time ago. You're just not compatible. It's never going to work because you're just not on the same page, there might be something you really like about your partner and they really like about you. Maybe you're really good people and you're really good friends. But as far as in a relationship, not everybody's meant to be with everybody, you know? You can't always make it work. And so how do you recognize it? How do you know it, you know? There's a biblical term. It comes from the Bible, and I'm not a biblical guy. I'm not getting religious anymore. That's a whole nother channel, anyway. But there's a term from the Bible that talks about being unevenly yoked. What does that mean? What's unevenly yoked? So back, a long time ago, I guess maybe still in some countries, they would use oxen to plow the field. And you'd usually have two oxen, however you say it, hooked up to this apparatus with the plow in the back. And if I'm saying this right, the big collar that goes around their neck that they actually pull with, that's called a yoke. And when you are hooking up two ox to plow the field, you want them to be evenly yoked. And from my understanding, what that means is that you want two ox who are just as strong, who are doing an equal amount of work, and who are pulling evenly. Because if you have one ox that's doing most of the work and the other one's kind of slacking off, they're going to be plowing in a circle. You see where this is going, right? So it's the same thing with relationships, right? With compatibility. You want to be evenly yoked. Okay, so I'm not talking about, all right, listen, one of you might make $100,000 a year and the other one makes $23,000. I'm not even talking about that. I'm not talking about those kind of things. I'm talking about, are you both doing the same amount of work to keep the relationship going? Surprise, relationships are work, right? Okay, you've been in a relationship for a long time. You might be in neutral. You might be on coast, right? It happens. That happens. But invariably, something comes up and, you got to handle it. So relationships are constant work. You got to keep the spark alive, all these different things. So if one of you is doing all the work, and the other one's maybe doing some work, maybe not doing as much work, you're not evenly yoked. And your relationship is going to be going around in a circle. You'll find yourself having the same arguments over and over again. You get through them, you go 3 months, 6 months down the line, here comes the same damn problem, right? Maybe a different situation, but the same essential problem. And you're going around in circles. And you really have to stop and think, is my partner putting in as much work, as much effort into this relationship as I am? Am I putting in as much effort as my partner is? And if you're not, or if they're not, well, there's a conversation that needs to be had, because it's not going to work. You're going to keep going around in circles, not getting anywhere. So you need to be pulling the plow, both equally. And that's something that, I've struggled with in my relationship. I feel at times like I'm doing most of the most of the plowing. That didn't come out right. I'm doing most of the pulling, most of the work. So where does that come from? Why isn't she doing any work? Why isn't she? You also have to, I guess, kind of know each other and know each other's capabilities and abilities. Sometimes you might be the one towing the line most of the time. Different dynamics, different relationships, If that works for you and for your relationship for whatever reason, that's fine. But it's just something you need to be conscious of. How much work do you need to put in? How much work do they need to put in? Attention to the detail, attention to each other. Doing things to make each other happy, not doing things that aggravate each other. Listen, 8-9 years ago, there were a lot of things that she did that was so cute. You know, it's so cute. Now she does those same things, and I'm like, oh, right? It's just time. It's just time. You know, can you still handle those things? You know, it's all part of it. It's all part of just you know, you gotta make sure that you're compatible. But you know, I know I'm repeating myself, but no, if you're not both willing to do just as much work, whatever it takes, without getting into the details, there's a million different things. Everybody likes something different, but if you're not both willing to do just as much work, you're not going to go anywhere. You're going to be spinning your wheels, going in a circle. And don't be afraid to call it, you know, if that's what you need to do. I mean, that's not really what I'm here to do. I'm not here to break anybody up. But how many people do we know? How many relationships that we know that were over 5 years ago, and they're still pulling and pulling and pulling? Life is short. If you don't see a light at the end of the tunnel, and you're not, you know, you're not doing all the pulling for a clear reason that you can see, find another ox. All right. See you later.